Hello, welcome to English with Shahi, and I'm Shahi. Today we are going to be looking at how we can improve our reading skills. Reading skills are difficult, even if you're a native speaker. Many people have the problem of reading but not being able to retain the information, and this is really common, so don't worry if you are experiencing this problem. So here we go. First we're going to have a look at the different types of reading. So the first one is skimming. Okay, skimming helps you just skim over the text and get the main idea of what's going on. So you're not giving your full attention, you're just skimming over it. Then you're just looking at some keywords maybe, or something important that you come across. The other one is scanning. Scanning is especially used in exams and tests when you are looking for a keyword or a number. For example, if the question is, what time did Julie get home? So you would scan the text with your eyes or with a pen or your finger to find the word home, so you would know what time she got home. And scanning helps you save time and find the correct answer. Okay? The next one is reading for detail. This is intensive reading, like a lot of reading, okay? And you feel pressured to understand the information. This is when you have to read a lot and you also have to concentrate and write information in exams. Sometimes, like for English exams, you might have to remember a text and you have to remember quotes to support your answer. Or sometimes you get that, it's called the unseen text, which means you haven't seen it and you have to do that in the exam. If you've done the IELTS, you would know that there is the task that you have to do, which you haven't seen before. So these are techniques that you can use, implement in everyday reading and when you have a test. If you want to know more about these techniques, then you can look them up. So to save time, we are going to have a look at how you can use your time more effectively to benefit you when you're reading, because most of the time many people read and they just, forget what they're reading. These techniques have been put together by somebody called Jim Kwik. You might want to have a look at him. And he has some he has some really life-changing learning techniques that you can adopt within your learning. Any type of learning. Let's have a look at what Jim Kwik is saying. He's saying reading increases our knowledge. I think you already know that. And because people are really busy, they find it difficult to read and also concentrate and retain the information that they have read, which feels like a waste of time, right? You spend all that time reading and then you don't know what you read. Don't worry. Like I said, it happens to many people. Jim Kwik suggests that you skim through the text first. Okay, so what does Jim suggest? He suggests that you skim through your book. So what you do is you go to a page, and I've just pulled this book off my shelf, and what you do is you skim. And you just go through the book, skimming. That means you don't read each word, you just put your finger over it and follow it along, and your brain will pick up information that feels like it's important to you. So you can do that for a chapter, and then if you skim through the book, it's going to help you remember everything much more easily. But if you skim chapter 1 and then go back to chapter 1 and read it intensively, word for word, then you are likely to remember it. How should we read, or how should we skim read? Jim is telling us that we should use multi-sensory. So for example, you get a book, so that's a physical book that you're touching with your hands, and you can use your finger to follow what you are reading. So, and if you read out loud, it's using another sense. So this means you are using the sense of touch, the sense of vision, the sense of sound also. And because of that, each sense, your eyes, your ears, your hands, each sense has a separate memory in your brain. The more senses you use to read the more information will be stored in your brain when you want to recall the information. Okay, when you want to remember what you read. So this is another way of helping you remember the information. Use more senses. Jim, the expert, also says you should also use an audiobook. You know the thing I've been telling you about all this time? Use an audiobook. So the reason is because if you need to read quietly and you also want to hear the sound, if you are in a library and you can't read out loud, you can use the audiobook to listen to and follow at the same time. This is also really good for your senses because you're using your audio and your hands, the sense of touch. Okay. So remember, audiobooks. He says you should use at least two senses. So it could be your vision and your touch, or your ears and your touch. Okay, the next tip that Jim says is you should take notes and make comments. So if this is not your own book, this is my book. I don't really write in my books. If you're that kind of a person, you might also choose to write in a notepad. But let's pretend. Okay, so I found something really good here. So, for example, either it's a notepad or your own book. So you would write, you can always write in pencil and then rub it off. You would write a comment. This is really interesting. I like this. I agree with this. I don't agree with this. You can underline a word and say, what does this really mean? Read up on this topic more or something. So you can write your comments, something you understand, you don't understand, you can underline it. Like I said, write it in your notepad, and this will help you get a better idea of the book that you're reading. Okay, and it will also help you understand what you are reading. While skimming, you can also summarize each chapter. Okay, so what is a summary? A summary tells you in a few sentences what chapter 1 is all about. For example, chapter 1 is an introduction of where Julie lives, okay, and who she lives with and how old she is. Chapter 1 gives us the background of the main character. And you can say that. She's happy, she's not happy, she lives with her family. Something that's important to you, you can write in your summary. Another way to help you remember is to explain it to somebody else. One of the ways Jim Kwik says to learn is to teach. When you teach somebody, you also learn at the same time because you're recalling the information. And when you are talking, your brain is listening. I mean, your brain is recording because you are listening through your ears, right? Okay, so this is what happens. If nobody wants to listen to you, if you don't have anybody to explain to, then what you should do is you should talk to yourself and record it. Remember, we said these are one of the tips that we could use for better speaking as well. Okay, so what you do is you record yourself and you listen to yourself. Okay, and these are all the tips of how you can improve your reading. And the more you read, the more intelligent you become. We've come to the end of the video and I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to say hello to the lovely Carol and the ESOL class also. Thank you so much for your support. Remember to tune in next time for some more amazing videos. See you soon. Take care. See you in the next video and bye for now.